Hi, my name is Naya Patterson, and today we're going to be discussing the cybersecurity framework implementation process for JAM Incorporated. Alrighty, let's get started. Alrighty, our mission, vision, and values. So at JAM Incorporated, we are a retail store company, and our primary mission is to provide customers with a quality product at the best value. From the beginning, JAM Incorporated has had a singular focus centered around people, the community, and the planet. Our choice for our cybersecurity framework that we're going to try to build along with is going to be the NIST cybersecurity framework. Our rationale behind this is as follows. The NIST cybersecurity framework is ideal for JAM Incorporated as it offers adaptability and a comprehensive strategy tailored to the company's shift towards e commerce and mobile applications. The framework supports JAM Incorporated's expansive retail network, addressing recent cybersecurity challenges like social engineering attacks with a flexible, customizable approach that aligns with business goals. Additionally, NIST cybersecurity framework's strong U.S. recognition ensures it aligns well with local compliance needs, making it a superior choice for JAM Incorporated's specific requirements. Here are some of the regulatory compliance requirements that we have to abide by. First, we're going to start with the General Data Protection Regulation. This imposes strict rules on the collection, storage, and processing of personal data. Next, we have the California Consumer Privacy Act. This provides enhanced privacy rights and consumer protection by allowing users to see what personal data is collected and to request its deletion as well. Next, we have the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. This ensures that all companies that accept, process, store, or transmit credit card information maintain a secure environment. And then lastly, this one's recommended but not necessary particularly, but nice to be included. But yes, this is the Federal Trade Commission standard, and this enforces federal consumer protection laws that prevent fraudulent, deceptive, and unfair business practices. Next, we have some of the organizational efforts and business needs that JAM Incorporated has for our company overall. First is enterprise network upgrade. We're wanting to do this to support our efforts to lean more towards artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, and data analytics to be incorporated within our infrastructure and business processes. Next, we have e-commerce expansion, which will come about by developing mobile payment applications and curbside pickup services that our consumers can utilize. And then we have a goal to improve customer experience by leveraging all of our technology for better shopping experiences. Now we get into risk management and how we plan to tackle that. So, some of the threats that JAM Incorporated faces are phishing attacks, social engineering attacks, and denial of service attacks. The vulnerabilities that lie within our infrastructure are outdated systems and lack of employee training, which could lead to some of these threats coming true. And then some of the strategies that we as management have to try to tackle those threats are trying to implement multi factor authentication policies, regular security audits, and employee training programs. Next, we have some of the privacy principles that we want to think about and make sure we incorporate within our cybersecurity framework for JAM Incorporated. First is lawfulness, fairness, and transparency. Data should be collected and processed legally, fairly, and transparently, ensuring that individuals are informed about how their data is used. Next, we have purpose limitation. Personal data must be collected for specified, explicit, and legitimate purposes. Next, we have data minimization. So, only the minimum necessary amount of personal data should be collected and processed to fulfill the specified purpose. Next, we have accuracy. Personal data must be accurate and kept up to date with reasonable steps taken to rectify or delete inaccurate data. Next, we have storage limitation, and that involves personal data being stored no longer than necessary for the purposes for which the personal data is processed. And lastly, we have integrity and confidentiality, excuse me. Personal data must be processed in a manner that protects against unauthorized or unlawful processing, accidental loss, destruction, or damage. Now we hop into our legal and regulatory impact. So, compliance requirements, we'll start off with that. JAM Incorporated must adapt to its systems to comply with GDPR, CCPA, and PCI DSS standards that we had discussed earlier, which involve significant data protection and privacy enhancements. GDPR compliance necessitates consent mechanisms and data access rights, while CCPA requires transparency in data handling and opt out options for data selling. PCI DSS demands robust security measures for cardholder data, including encryption and access controls. Next, we go into the impact it has on our operational changes. To meet these regulatory standards, JAM Incorporated must implement substantial security controls such as firewalls, intrusion detection, and encryption systems alongside strict access management. Regular employee training on security protocols is essential to combat social engineering threats or any other kinds of threats that might come our way. And then continuous monitoring and third party audits are required to ensure ongoing compliance and system integrity. Now we kind of go through and run through our plan for implementation. So, first step is to identify. JAM Incorporated will assess its current cybersecurity posture to understand the risks and resources associated with its systems and data. Next, we go into step two for protect. The company will develop and implement appropriate safeguards to ensure that critical infrastructure services are protected. Next, we have step three, which is detect. JAM Incorporated will establish mechanisms to quickly identify cybersecurity events by continuously monitoring its systems. Next, we go into step four, which is respond. The company will develop detailed response plans to address and mitigate the impact of cybersecurity incidents as they occur. Next, we go into recover. JAM Incorporated will implement recovery strategies to restore any capabilities or services impaired by a cybersecurity incident. And now we're going to wrap up our presentation here with just an overview and a conclusion of what some of our goals are when implementing this cybersecurity framework. So first, it's risk assessment. We're going to plan to conduct an in-depth evaluation of JAM Incorporated's current cybersecurity posture to identify vulnerabilities and risks. Next, we are going to have strategic planning strategies. So we are going to develop a detailed plan outlining steps to align with the NIST cybersecurity framework standards and prioritizing based on risk and resource allocation. Next, we're going to go into policy updates. That is just making sure we are revising existing cybersecurity policies and procedures to comply with the NIST framework. Next, we go into technical safeguards. This will be implementing essential security measures like encryption, multi-factor authentication, and intrusion detection systems. Next, we go into monitoring enhancements. We're going to set up continuous monitoring systems to detect and respond to security breaches swiftly. Next, we'll go into employee training, and that is aimed to educate all of our employees on the new security protocols and their roles in maintaining security at Jamf Incorporated. And then lastly, we're going into ongoing review, and this involves regularly reviewing and refining cybersecurity measures to stay ahead of the new threats and technological changes that might come our way for Jam Incorporated. Alrighty, and here are the references I used for this presentation. I want to thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you have a great day.